This story from Mexico City. Reuters, a giant bat-like creature is terrorizing a village in a northern Mexican state where goats are found dead daily with their blood sucked dry. Poor farmers from a village there have formed nighttime vigilante squads to track down the flying beast that has been dubbed the goat sucker. We are telling people to keep the women and children locked up and inside at night. This is real. There's something out there. It may be very old. It may be very new. I really couldn't tell you, but I can just tell you that it certainly is out there. So, coming up in just a couple of moments, a few moments, I've got Hector, or Tito as you wish, Armstrong, who is from Puerto Rico. He just happens to be the guy who operates the Chupacabra web page on the internet. Also happens to be studying this whole thing, is at Princeton University in New Jersey, and is as much of an expert as you're going to find these days on Chupacabra, which is some kind of horrible new animal. Here, somehow, unimaginably, either something new, something from somebody's lab, something created, or something that has come through the veils, the openings to elsewhere. We don't know. But we're going to talk about it, and by the way, that is the very topic that is going to be discussed on America Online's Periscope, in their Periscope area. If you'd like to join in on the discussion, here's how you do it. You get on America Online quick as you can, because it will fill quickly. Matter of fact, I better get on quickly, or there won't be room for me. And then you go to keyword on AOL. Just click on keyword and enter the word Periscope, P-A-R-A-S-C-O-P-E, Periscope. And then the chat area called the Grassy Knoll. Grassy Knoll. Grassy Knoll. What a name for a chat area, huh? Yesterday, by the way, resulted in the first cloning of that chat room. It was so many people in there, it automatically cloned itself. So I would hurry and get in there. The discussion will be, no doubt, about Chupacabra, this creature that is now all over our news. First in Puerto Rico, then Mexico, then South America, Central America, Mexico, and now Chupacabra looks as though it has landed right here in the good old USA. So in just a moment, we're going to go all the way to Princeton University, and we're going to talk to Hector Armstrong, who is from Puerto Rico and knows about the Chupacabra. And by the way, if you want to go up to my webpage, there is a link to Hector's Chupacabra page, and you can read all about the Chupacabra and see a drawing of it. Ugly, ugly sucker that it is. To Princeton University in New Jersey we go, and to Hector or Tito Armstrong. Hector, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Art. How are you?
Just fine. What would you prefer to be called, Hector or Tito?
Actually, I'll go by my nickname, which is Tito.
Tito. All right, yeah. Tito. Welcome to the program. You are from Puerto Rico, right?
Yes, that's correct.
How long have you been up here going to school?
Basically, I'm a class of 1996, which means that I was here since 1990, basically.
I see. Quite a while then.
Yeah, definitely. And 4 years in the U.S.
All right. What, if I might ask, I guess because of where you're from, but what got you interested in Chupacabra? Well,
some friends of mine went home for break last year in October, and I hadn't been home for a long time. And they told me that the new thing in Puerto Rico was the Chupacabra. It's something that everybody was talking about. It was something that was on the news. It was like the latest thing in Puerto Rico. So that basically got me informed about it. I had not heard about it before. and it got me very interested in the subject because everyone was talking about it, basically.
All right, there are a lot of people in my audience that don't have computers, Hector, and they can't go to your homepage. So let's begin this way. What the hell is this thing, and what does it look like? Can you describe it as best you can without being able to show people a picture? If you just close your eyes and describe it, what does this creature look like?
Okay, well, according to most eyewitness accounts or most reports, this creature supposedly has the shape of a small kangaroo, but is sort of reptilian in nature with two large red eyes, and so basically it would look like a cross between a small kangaroo and a small dinosaur. That's, I think, the best way to describe it, and it has allegedly some spines growing out of its back.
I was going to ask you about that. It looks scaly on its back.
Exactly, yes. And then it basically looks very like typically gray alien in nature with regards to its head, and then the body then looks sort of like kangarooish with a tail in the end.
Can this thing fly?
Allegedly it can. I mean, there have been some reports that it can fly, but I mean, obviously, due to the nature of this, that hasn't been confirmed in any way yet.
Right. All right. What in the? It began, I guess, in Puerto Rico, or at least the first reports were there. Mm-hmm. Then I began to hear reports about South America. Then I started to hear reports about Mexico, and in the last couple of days, suddenly Los Angeles, even Oregon, the U.S. West Coast. How can this thing be spreading so quickly?
Well, I mean, I think the most logical thing to assume is that this sort of thing has been going on already for a while, and it's only because of the exposure of the Chupacabra or the name Chupacabra in Puerto Rico. Then people started to link the name to these sort of happenings that have been going on for a while.
Well, now, wait a minute. I'm not sure about that, Hector, or Tito. I'm sorry, we'll call you Tito. Tito, because I watch the news very carefully for things like this, and we have not been getting reports, other than an occasional cattle mutilation, of chickens and goats with the blood drained from their bodies and 2 marks on the outside and 4 marks on the inside. We've not been getting those reports. This is fairly recent.
Okay, well, then that means that definitely something stranger is going on. I mean, my explanation would sound logical, but I guess that if we haven't been hearing about stuff like that, then this is even more mysterious than we previously had thought.
Right.
Which is very interesting indeed.
It is, and it seems to be spreading quickly. If you had to make a guess, or maybe I'd ask you, Tito, what is the best guess about where this thing comes from?
The best guess? That's very hard to say. I mean, theories, people have been sending me theories ever since I put the webpage on, and they range from very out there to very mainstream explanations. I would hesitate to hazard a guess, but basically the consensus, if there is any, seems to be that this is something that is not native to the Earth. I mean, however strange that sounds. I think regarding everything that's been going on, that's our best bet. And then if we go from there, then then we go from there. But this is definitely something that hasn't been seen before, and everything about it, even its attacks, the way it does this, samples that have been collected of the creature itself point to something that hasn't been seen, that is not native to the Earth.
Not native to the Earth.
Which, I mean, by that I mean that for example, the chemical composition of blood samples taken have not been able to be classified in any way. And even the way that this creature attacks animals hasn't been seen before. So that's basically what I mean by this. It is something totally new.
Well, the theories I get, Tito, are that it may have come through a veil, through an opening from another dimension. It may have come, it may be something new. Maybe it's something from one of our labs. You know, we're doing a lot of genetic tampering about these days. So you think, though, that it comes from off-world?
Well, I mean, basically, one of the major theories is of course related to the alien theory, especially alien crossbreeding experiments. That's a pretty popular theory currently, and it posits that this creature was created and then somehow either let loose or some other thing in Puerto Rico and elsewhere. I mean, and then this creature has become a native species to the Earth. Then.
Do you think it began in Puerto Rico?
I'm really not so sure. I mean, I mean, due to the the big, I mean the very big exposure it got in Puerto Rico and the many animals that were found, I'd have to hazard a guess that at least this type of creature, this type of chupacabra, did start in Puerto Rico.
All right. Well, what seemed to begin as a taste for chicken and goats recently seems to have turned to a taste for humans. There's reports now of human beings being attacked.
And if one assumes that this creature is a species and it exhibits normal species characteristics, which it means that it breeds or it that there's more than one, then I guess it would be inevitable for it to have more and more contact with human beings, and then and interaction or altercation is inevitable then. But I don't think that necessarily means that the chupacabra is ready to or is starting to attack humans per se. But then again, I mean, I would be on my guard just in case. I mean,
well, I wouldn't want to meet one.
Definitely.
Another theory that some people have forwarded, there's a story running today about how many thousands of people in the U.S. are dying because of pollution. And there have been a million science fiction movies done about creepy, crawly things that come out of swamps, which, by the way, you've got quite a few of down there in Puerto Rico, I guess. And could it be some reaction to toxicity released by man? Could that have caused, do you suppose, some kind of mutation?
That is possible. I mean, however, that would mean that the mutation would have happened over a while, because mutations don't usually happen like overnight. And
unless they've got help.
Exactly. It's always a possibility. I mean, it does happen in nature. This is a fact.
Okay, well, what can you tell me about what happened in Puerto Rico? It's all been very sketchy. A gal who's on my Dreamland show, Linda Howe, has gone to Puerto Rico and looked for this creature. Now, I don't think I would do that. I don't want to hunt up this creature and hope it doesn't hunt me up. But what has it done in Puerto Rico? What is documented?
Well, basically, there have been documented cases of basically animals being found drained of their blood in Puerto Rico. Probably thousands of animals over the past year.
Thousands?
Yeah, probably the low thousands. There hasn't been an official count, probably because the government doesn't really take this very seriously. They're basically keeping their distance, and it's basically been the local people who have taken it upon themselves to basically either be on their guard or try to look for this thing. And they have organized a lot of searches for it, and they've come up with nothing so far.
If they should find this thing, Hector, would you think they should try and tranquilize it, if that's possible, or put a bullet through its little brain, or, you know, what would you see done with it?
Personally, I mean, I would definitely not. I mean, I would definitely study it, because due to what it does and what it is, I think it presents a very interesting. It's a very interesting chance to learn something new. I mean, that's putting it mildly. This is something that is new and should be studied. And if it poses a threat, then I guess people will deal with that when the time comes. But I mean, since it's only been attacking animals, I don't think it justifies annihilating it for now.
Yeah, okay. Look, sucking blood, or sucking all the blood from a victim, is a either bat or vampire-like thing. And could this be a variation of a bat? There are blood-sucking bats, right?
Yes, it's totally possible. And due to the fact that a lot of people have reported that this thing flies, then that gives credence to that hypothesis. However, I mean the way that vampire bats work, I mean they since they're so small, then they only suck out very little blood out of their victims. They definitely don't drain them dry.
That's a good point.
And especially since there's only been observed maybe 2 puncture marks in most of the victims, most of the animal victims, then that either means that if it is a bat, it's a very big one, and it's something totally new, and which may exhibit the characteristics of a bat, but couldn't be called a bat per se. But that definitely enters into the whole, you know.
How big do you think this creature is?
People have said that this creature is about maybe 4 feet tall, maybe smaller. That's basically been the consensus out of the many people who have seen this face to face.
If you, with all your interest in Chupacabra, had an opportunity to go home to Puerto Rico or even here in the States and come face to face with one, would you do it?
Would I? I mean, if yeah, I think I would do it.
You would, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like something very, you know, that I would like to do, especially if there had been reports of the Chupacabra or a Chupacabra-like creature attacking humans, that I'd definitely not consider it. But I'll tell you one thing, I wouldn't be alone, and I'll tell you another thing, I wouldn't be totally without any means of protection.
Are you a religious person, Tito?
Not really.
Okay. There are many religious people who would say this is a manifestation of the devil on earth. And certainly some of what it does is pretty devilish,
I would guess,
to put it mildly. All right, what I would like you to do is hold on. We're going to take a break here at the bottom of the hour. You're listening to Tito Armstrong, who runs the Chupacabra homepage on the Internet and is at Princeton University in New Jersey. And we'll get back to him, and soon your calls and questions about this brand new creature. Now, it's back to Princeton University in New Jersey, and Tito Armstrong, who runs the Chupacabra homepage. And Tito, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. One of the people on the chat room that I'm in right now, Tito, wanted me to tell you, and I should not have forgotten this, there have been ongoing UFO reports in and around Mexico City for about the last year, Tito, and this is really serious. I mean, with hundreds of thousands of people seeing these craft, almost now so frequently to the point where they take it in stride in Mexico City. Do you think there might be some kind of relationship between all this UFO activity, and you've had a fair amount down in Puerto Rico, too,
yes, that's right,
and the appearance of Chupacabra?
I mean, one would think that just because of the sheer volume of sightings that there has to be a link. So, I mean, my best guess, or my only guess, would be that, yeah, there has to be a link, but, I mean, that begets the question exactly what is this link? Because we only have that evidence of sightings and that the Chupacabra exists and is on the rampage. We don't have anything else yet. So I would hesitate to...
I don't suppose we know a thing about Chupacabra's sexual habits, do we?
Nope. Just that there has to be more than one if it is indeed a real creature. That's basically... And then if there is more than one, then that means that it exhibits normal, what you could call animal characteristics, and that it mates and it reproduces.
I can't think that a lot of us would like a lot of these around. I mean, first of all, 4 feet. I mean, you can deal with a bat, the stories of bats that suck blood, and that's one thing. But when you start talking about something 4 feet tall, it's going to have a big appetite.
Exactly, and it's. I mean, the one concrete true fact of this whole thing is that it's this. I mean, whatever it is, it's hurting people economically. So I mean, and the way things work in this country and elsewhere, that basically is reason enough to get rid of these things. I mean, if that's good or bad, I don't know. But I mean,
I don't know either. I mean, wolves. You remember wolves? They hurt farmers economically and would kill farm animals.
Yes.
And they thought at first they should be eradicated from the face of the earth because they were killing farm animals. But now they're taking wolves back into Yellowstone and trying to repopulate, to the astonishment of some farmers out there, trying to repopulate Yellowstone with gray wolves. So I wonder, in this modern day and age of politically correct everything, if Chupacabra might not be listed as an endangered species.
Who is to say? I mean, if the Chupacabra exhibits the characteristics that people say it does, then I guess keeping it under control would be nearly impossible if that were true, and that makes it a lot difficult for it to follow the example of the wolf. But then again, I mean, it is way too early to speculate on that.
You would rather see it studied, I take it, than eradicated.
At least, well, yes, at first. I mean, I think it would sound stupid for me to say, yeah, we should eradicate this. I mean, without gaining as much insight as we can as to what it is, or what does it do, and why does it do what it do. So, I mean, I definitely take the line that this thing should be studied.
Where
phenomena should be studied.
Yeah, Tito, where are you from in Puerto Rico?
I'm from a city called Ponce, which is on the south coast of Puerto Rico.
Where has has the action, when it began in Puerto Rico, did it begin at one part of the island, or did it sort of spread everywhere?
I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing that I can say is that it started in rural areas, possibly to the northwest of the island, and but it definitely was not limited to that area. It either spread or was there already. So this is definitely not something that was localized in Puerto Rico, even though it's a very small island.
All right, look, we've got a link on our webpage over to your webpage, so people can very easily jump over there. Let me ask you this. What's on your homepage that people can see?
I have various articles from many magazines and some newspapers that detail the whole Chupacabras phenomenon from the beginning, from when it became very, very prevalent in the news. I have an article, for example, from a magazine called Strange Magazine, and I have an article from various other internet resources that pretty much sum up what the Chupacabra is and what people have been seeing and what has been the result, which is animals being found with their blood drained. And that's one part of the page. Another part of the page deals with just like the Chupacabras as a cultural phenomenon, the way people have been commercializing this. And
yeah, I think you can get a Chupacabra T-shirt now, right?
Yeah, actually, I own one myself.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, my grandmother sent me one from Puerto Rico. Apparently, they're selling very well there and in New York, is what I've been hearing.
When I first heard about this, I thought urban or even suburban legend, you know, sort of a myth. Yes. It sounds like a mythical creature, but now the reports are getting too numerous, too many reports to believe that. I think something's so one of two things is happening. Either we have this urban suburban legend that is growing by leaps and bounds, or the Chupacabra is growing by leaps and bounds, because one little Chupacabra certainly could not. There's no way that it could spread from Puerto Rico to South America, Central America, North America now, all the way up to Oregon, for heaven's sakes.
Definitely.
They've got to be out there doing a bit of breeding. Do we know anything about its habitat? In other words, at first it sounded like a warm or tropical area, semi-tropic area inhabitant, but now it's spreading north into temperate zones, and that's a little frightening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could speculate all day on its habits. I mean, just from just from the evidence we have, I think we can draw a few conclusions in that it's not basically limited to climates such as Puerto Rico, and we may even speculate that the chupacabras or the chupacabras-like creature moves to find either food. I mean, just like any other animal.
Do we know?
I've been hearing right now that reports from Puerto Rico have been slowly decreasing in the past few weeks, while reports from Mexico have been increasing.
Exactly.
And also in the U.S. as well. So that may be another piece of evidence, another clue as to what this creature is all about.
Do we know anything about, for example, is it, do you think, a nocturnal beast?
Just from what people have been telling me through email, it seems to be mainly nocturnal, but definitely not limited to this. There's one report in one of the magazine articles in the page about a sighting, which was the chupacabra was witnessed by a woman in Puerto Rico in broad daylight. So when it's described in articles, it's mostly described as diurnal, which means that it's seen both day and night.
Great. Has anybody yet managed to take a photograph?
Not that I would see. The way the whole chupacabras has been moving throughout the internet is that people exchange information very rapidly, and if someone had taken a photograph, then I would imagine that by now I would have gotten my hands on it. People have not. It's only been limited to people sketching the chupacabra and basically either doing an animation or doing a computer image of it, which is, for example, the image that I have on my page at the beginning. That would be an artist's rendering of it.
Okay, I can just tell you I would pick up and run. Let's. You wanted to talk a little bit too about the cultural aspect of this. So give me your best shot there.
Well, basically, you touched upon it earlier when you were talking about the chupacabras as a myth. I find the subject to be as interesting, or maybe even more interesting than the whole mystery of the chupacabras, the creature. I think that the way, especially Puerto Ricans, have reacted to this, and then Mexicans and Americans and South Americans have reacted to this, points to the fact that the creation of a new type of folkloric beast, or similar to, say, for example, a leprechaun in Ireland. So this has become a part of Puerto Rican culture, for good or for worse, right now. And it's also been given life in the commercial sphere due to the T-shirts, and there's been a couple songs written on it.
Songs? Chupacabra songs?
Yeah, in a genre called merengue, which is a type of Latin music.
Right.
There's been a couple songs written about that, and they've been hits in Puerto Rico. So that's another piece of the cultural puzzle of it. And then, obviously the T-shirts. There's a report, for example, of a restaurant being named after it in Miami.
Really?
And another interesting thing is that the whole blood-sucking motif of the chupacabra has been used in political commentary in Mexico.
Political?
The word chupacabra is now being used to describe politicians.
Instead of politicians, chupacabras, huh?
Yes, and they've been some politicians have been likened to a chupacabra, like sucking the blood out of the people. So, it's pretty much very rapidly becoming a part of the vernacular.
Well, let me tell you what bothers me, Tito. As long as this beast is hitting goats and chickens and things like that, we can almost dispassionately discuss it.
Yes.
But they had pictures of a man in Mexico City or near it who was attacked, who had 2 giant bite marks, and had a lot of his blood sucked, and so it's beginning to attack human beings.
I think you're exactly right. And if it happens that it starts attacking humans, then this will turn very seriously, basically overnight, and it won't seem as funny anymore.
Yeah, well, we're a great source of quite a bit of blood. The human being carries a lot of blood, and would a creature, I guess a bat, get sustenance from blood? Is blood a, for lack of a better phrase, is it a life giver? Would it sustain a creature of that size? Could it live on blood alone?
Well, I have a couple sources in Puerto Rico who are telling me that this creature does not like human blood. How this person got this information, I really can't say because I don't know. I know this person personally, and I trust his judgment. So this is what he's saying. And besides that, people who have been emailing me, some people who seem to have some sort of information, which I don't know how they got it. They say that this is not the case. However, I mean, obviously, you have to take this with a grain of salt. So I really can tell you, until we see this creature attacking humans, then we can assume that it's going to continue to do this, and maybe, hopefully, the man in Mexico City incident is an isolated event.
Hopefully. But, these reports, I'm quite shocked that the major networks are reporting on this in Los Angeles and elsewhere, and they're treating it not like the UFO stories, where, frequently at the end of the newscast they all have a little laugh and so forth. They're not laughing.
You mean they're treating this seriously?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that is very surprising. I think in some ways it's unprecedented. And that definitely is another piece of evidence that something serious is going on. What that is, then we don't really know for sure, but that definitely something. That this is something seriously.
All right.
And it shouldn't be totally dismissed. Obviously, because of the lack of evidence, this shouldn't be taken totally seriously. But we should be looking for to find answers.
All right, let's take a couple of calls before the top of the hour, Tito, and see what people have to say. East of the Rockies, you're on the air with Tito Armstrong about the Chupacabra. Hi.
Hello, Tito.
Hello.
With the Chupacabra, do you think there's any, you talked about it like being from a manifestation from hell or something of that effect?
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah, I said, well, obviously a religious person is going to think this thing, the way it looks and the way it operates, is from down under. And I don't mean Australia.
Yeah. Do you think there's any correlation between that and how it's turning Baba-Booey?
Without a doubt, sir.
Tito, what about you?
Without a doubt.
It's unanimous.
Okay.
In your ear, sir. West of the Rockies, you're on the air with Tito Armstrong. Hello.
Hi, Art.
Yes.
This is Bill from Reno.
Hello, Bill.
Yes. I believe this Chupacabra thing.
Chupacabra.
Yes, I believe it to be older than we are. This is more than likely a survivor of the Great Extinction living underground.
Well, now there's something I hadn't thought of, Tito, that this thing may have come from a subterranean location.
Well, I've been hearing about these subterranean motif linked to the Chupacabra, and so some people have said it. I don't know. Obviously no evidence at all, but that's just one of the many theories out there. And
I wouldn't reject that. It may have been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, I think it fits in really well as far as all these earthquakes and whatnot. The tunnels are opening.
It's true.
Like down in Mexico or South Puerto Rico, and then up in Portland. Seems pretty strange that they haven't been sighted between the two areas.
It's a good point. Also, I've got a message here that I want to ask you about, Tito. From the chat room, it says, please ask more about the blood that was studied from the animal carcasses. You mentioned that it was an unknown blood type.
Yeah, there have been some reports about that this blood was analyzed in a lab, and for example, one of the things that was found is that the iron content of it was there was no correlation between that type of iron content and any other type of blood that's been found in animals or humans.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, it is very odd. I really cannot confirm this report at all, but if this is true, then I mean, then that's a piece of the puzzle right there. I mean, from scientific investigation of this, and not just any claim of some person who claims to have seen this. If this is true, then it could be actual evidence pointing out that this is something new. I mean, a creature that is not that has no that is new to this earth, or as you said, a mutation of some sort.
Well, I'll say this much: whatever it is. It seems to me that we've got to get one and study it, and we've got to find out what its sexual habits are like and whether it's multiplying. One can only imagine, with all the reports across this many miles, that it is multiplying rapidly. And you've got to wonder how we should react to it. In other words, whether it is something new, even though horrible to us, normal, and it should be here, or whether we should, as a civilization, decide we are going to eradicate it. But before we do either one or make a decision, we've got to know more about it, which means we've got to get our hands on one.
Exactly. I guess this is time to bring up the government cover-up angle, which is alive and well with the chupacabras, as it seems to be with a lot of things nowadays. Some people have said that the government has captured a couple of these creatures.
Oh?
And, I mean, this is obviously unconfirmed, and I have no way of knowing this is true. It's just something someone said
Probably
in an email.
Probably at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, no doubt.
Could be, and that they are studying this right now. And then I think it would, if I was a government official, then it would be logical for me to keep this quiet, at least for the time being. Until
you figured out what you were dealing with.
Exactly,
to prevent panic.
and basically the same philosophy that people have been saying, that the government hasn't been forthcoming about UFOs, is that they want to avoid a panic.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was them and I had a creature, then I would definitely keep it quiet for now.
And one more note on Chupacabra. Dear Art, I've seen the website, and you have not seen the look of terror as the victims were overlooking their herd of goats. Somebody needs to interview these people. It was a full-blown news story on KMOL in San Antonio. Art, it is he says Bear County. Bear County is what it is. It is real. How come Linda Moulton Howe hasn't been here by now? These people knew the deal. Well, I would imagine Linda Moulton Howe will make it down there if that's going to be a center of activity for Chupacabra. This animal, this creature, this thing is real. Moreover, it's here. First-time caller line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I had a comment about the Chupacabra.
Yes.
As I listened, I'm calling from Boulder City, Nevada.
Yes, sir.
As I listened to your program tonight about it, it's the first time I've ever heard of them, it seems to draw a lot of parallels to another elusive creature, the Sasquatch.
Oh, yes.
Something that, people have seen, have evidence of its being, but have never caught. And I have a feeling that it's going to be the same thing with the Chupacabra, that it's been around so long that nobody's ever going to catch it.
Well, you never know. I mean, maybe the dumb thing will run into a boxed alley or something one of these days, and they'll get it.
Yeah, that's kind of like Sasquatch. You think you'd jump out like the movie Harry and the Hendersons.
You know what I don't like about this? I mean, anything that could run, say, 65 miles an hour,
yeah.
If you were within sight of it and it decided that it wanted you,
yeah,
it would have you.
Yeah, yeah. Just imagine if the Sasquatch was a meat eater, or maybe it is. Imagine if it ate people.
Well, meat's bad enough, but this blood thing.
Yeah, it's kind of gruesome.
Yuck.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, and watch your neck. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, hi. I was calling to talk about the Chupacabra.
All right.
I tried desperately to get through before I really wanted to talk to Tito. First of all, I'm in Washington. My name's Sean.
Yes, sir.
And what I wanted to talk to him about is I spent some time down in Peru.
Yes.
In a little village called Ushantida. And the shaman down there, which is really unusual, he had a pipe carved out of this creature. And the first time I saw the creature, I asked him, through the translator, I said, "What is that?" And he explained to me through the translator that that was the spirit that protected the village. And that creature that was carved was a winged creature. And what was most amazing about it is they had put these two huge red-orange beads in the creature as eyes.
Yes.
It had wings, big, huge ears. And I asked him, "Have you seen this creature?" And he said, "Many times." And he told everyone at night, he said, "If you see this creature, do not follow it into the jungle.
No
it's
problem.
very, very bad, but it is a protector." And what they believe, and I wanted to ask Tito if he had had any reports about this at all, is that it came from the spirit world, and it was a protector. However, they believe...
Listen, sir, I've got a break. Do you want to hold on?
Sure. I was speaking to you about, I didn't catch the first part of what Tito said, but what I was curious about was whether or not, because I brought home with me, because I was so amazed at this creature, because the shaman had said that he had physically seen the creature and that it was the protector of the village. I have a staff with a carving of this creature on it with the big orange eyes in it.
Wow.
And I was wondering, what they believe is it's from the spirit world, but they believe that it comes from Middle Earth. And what I was wondering was whether Tito had spoke at all about if there had been any knowledge or anyone had come forth saying that it was the possibility, or if he had any reports. I know they'd be obviously a lot more difficult.
As in from the earth?
Not from the earth, but from the spirit world itself.
Well, yes. Yes, all right. Look, we had a man from who was the state director for MUFON in Florida, presently in Los Angeles, who I brought on the program. He said there was a report of somebody who had literally seen the earth open. Strange, I know it sounds strange. But this might indeed be the source of these creatures. Might be. I don't know. I have no way of knowing. First-time caller line, you're on the air.
Hello, Miss Rell.
Hi.
I had a kind of a folklore story from the Philippines. It has to do kind of with the Chupacabra type thing.
Yes.
Over in the Philippines, they have what's called the Manananggal. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
It's it's kind of a vampire-like creature where it at night leaves the lower half of its body in the room and flies out the window to go around the land taking young children.
Right.
Anyway, I heard about this down at language school in psychological operations for the Army. And they talked about how the CIA back, I don't know, I think it was in the 70s, they used to grab people, the rebels, they'd grab one of the guys and take him off and kill him, drain out his blood, and leave him. That's kind of a psychological type thing. So I don't know how much truth there is to it, but it's kind of an interesting story. It's an interesting folklore, and as you said, there's always a...
Well, I would like for all of this to stay folklore. The problem is, at the moment, it's not.
That's true.
And I don't want to see one of these things. I don't want to meet one of them. I wouldn't try to catch one. And if I saw one, I'd run.
Turn tail.
Yeah, you've got it. Turn tail is right. All right. Thank you very much for the call. But I'm just not surprised. A new animal? An old animal? An animal from down under? And I'm not talking about Australia. I don't know. Something's here, though. Knocking at the door. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Mr. Bell.
Mr. Caller.
How you doing?
I'm doing.
This Leonard from San Antonio, and I'm in Amarillo calling you.
Bear County, right?
Yes, sir. B-E-X-A-R, but it's pronounced B-E-A-R.
I finally got that. Believe me, I made that mistake once, and I got 10,000 faxes from Bear County.
Well, I've been trying for a couple hours now to get a hold of you. A little footnote on the Chupacabra.
Yes.
It's been there before. Back in the late 60s, it was called... It was reported in the newspaper, San Antonio Light and the Express News, that there was cattle mutilations and there were sightings of a bird the size of a small airplane.
The size of a small airplane?
Yes, sir.
Great.
And, well, anyway, that went on for possibly a couple of weeks, and there was...
Are they running a lot of stories about this now in San Antonio?
Sir, I haven't been home in about a month and a half. I'm a truck driver.
Oh, so you're not in San Antonio now?
Well, I'm from all over the United States.
Where are you now?
I'm in Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, all right. Thank you very much. Yes, there are. I can tell you, I was asking because I already knew. There are a lot of stories running now about Chupacabra in San Antonio. And if you look at a map, if you look carefully at a map and look where San Antonio is, it's no big surprise. Look at Mexico, look at San Antonio, and look at the southern U.S. border and California. And I don't know about this, all the reports we're getting right now from Oregon. But it makes sense that it would be hitting in the border areas first. And bear in mind, there is a story from Mexico City. It was on Mexican television network showing a man who had been, unfortunately, attacked by Chupacabra. So it's getting fairly serious. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hi, Art. This is Ben from Seattle.
Hello, Ben.
I've just got a quick question. I'm curious. The guest you had on earlier, Tito.
Yes. Armstrong.
Right, Armstrong. He mentioned that there were some hit songs in Puerto Rico. Chupacabra.
As a matter of fact, if you go to his webpage, I believe you can download one of them.
Okay. I was curious if I could access one of those. I don't have a computer myself, but I have some friends who do. So maybe I'll look for that.
Talk to your friends.
I will do that.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
See you later. Oh, Chupacabra. Can't do that at all. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, hello, Mr. Bell.
Yes.
Excellent program there.
Well,
okay.
I try to do programs that other people don't do. You know, people say I'm nuts. Maybe I am.
Okay, I'll try to run through the quick list here. Matter of fact, last week heard Stanton Friedman on a Florida program there, radio program.
Yes.
That there was a UFO crash in Brazil somewhere too.
No. That's wrong.
No.
Wrong.
Well,
wrong. Stanton is going down to a conference in Brazil.
Well, no, I heard on the program there was maybe either Brazil or somewhere there about South America.
Well, the rumor was that it was a UFO crash. From what I heard from Stanton, it's not true. It grew out of the fact that he is going to a conference in Brazil.
Okay. Well, I just thought, what they talked about was that there was two bodies. One had passed away, then one was taken to the United States, and any possible for this Chupacabra there, the alien connection, shall we say, some sort of hybrid, the lady talked about opening that window, shall we say.
Yes.
What
do you think? Let me ask you what you think. Do you think this Chupacabra thing is real, or do you think it is just some growing myth?
Well, I would not be surprised if it were real, simply as that the information you gather from different sources, they have the wild man in Russia, they call it, and he was observed at the speeds of 45 miles an hour.
Yep.
The matter of fact, I got a kick out of. I was out in the garage moving things around. I got to get a car and a restoration vehicle, and I heard the person call up about the Raptors, and I thought, finally, I mean, that sort of speed, something with that sort of potential.
Sounds like a raptor, doesn't it?
Well, to have that sort of speed, the Archaeopteryx was sort of the forefront of the bird, shall we say, nowadays, the present day or the...
It's enough to make a person agoraphobic.
Well, I mean, it would certainly be quite a day to go out there and park with your dog, and then one of these things fly down and scoop your dog up, and he's gone.
Yeah.
So,
just
as you say, it's open to speculation.
Plaintive barks disappearing into the sunset, yes. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Art Bill.
That's me.
Hey, John from Sacramento.
Hello, John.
How you doing?
I'm doing
the show?
Yes.
Just wanted to say, doo-doo-doo-doo.
That was it, huh? I think that was his attempt at Gabriel's horn. It wasn't a very good one, was it? That was more like Tim's horn or something. East of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, who is this, please?
Who were you calling?
I'm trying to get a hold of Art Bell.
Well, then this is your lucky day.
Oh, finally.
Yes, where are you?
Leavenworth, Kansas?
Leavenworth.
Right. Yes, I'm calling about the Chupacabra.
Yes.
Because my parents reside in Puerto Rico. And I had heard about this a long, long time ago when it first came out in the news.
Right.
And it was brought out by the mayor of the town where this creature first appeared. And it's called Canóvanas.
Oh.
And it's a very small town, almost at the foot of the El Yunque National Forest.
Right.
And when he first brought it out, and called the news and the law enforcement, everybody was, like, making fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, well, he's just trying to call attention to himself. But he persisted with the information that this is really going on. And then I think there was an interview in one of the Univision Spanish shows, Cristina.
So you believe the Chupacabra is very real, I take it?
I think so, because when my parents sent me the newspapers from Puerto Rico, and they had pictures of the animals with these wounds on their neck.
Right.
And, I mean, the story was all over the place. And in this Cristina show in Univision, they interviewed one of the veterinarians that looked at the animals.
Listen, dear, I've got a break coming up. Can you hold?
Sure.
Sorry, where were you?
Leavenworth, Kansas.
That's right. Home of the famous prison.
Yep. Got it.
That is what Leavenworth is famous for, right?
That's true, and a couple of other prisons are on this place. It's called Prison Town.
Prison Town, huh? Well, anyway, on La Chupacabra.
Yes, going back to the Chupacabras. Yeah, this animal first appeared in Puerto Rico, and lately it's been appearing all over the place, but it's also been all over the island, too, in different towns, different, like West Coast, East Coast, Southern Coast of the island.
Yes.
And it's getting pretty weird. At first, I was skeptical, too. I said, this is just publicity, whatever. But then I watched Unsolved Mysteries, and they had sent a crew down there, too, to look into it. And some other people that are related to UFOs and things like that also went on there to look into it, but nothing has come out. No one has come out with anything real about, what's going on.
Even our Linda Howe from Dreamland has gone down there and interviewed people who have seen this damn thing. And so I, too, have come around. I first thought myth, weird, odd, and so forth and so on.
Right.
But now the reports appear to be everywhere.
Right, yeah.
So we've got it here. Are you originally from Puerto Rico?
Yes, I am.
I can tell by the way you say Chupacabra so well. Let me hear you say it one more time.
Chupacabra.
Oh, cute. All right.
And the way it's got its name is because the first animals that were dead were goats, and the farmer, just named the animal Mr. Chupacabra, so...
Well, let's hope it doesn't acquire a taste for little Puerto Rican girls.
I hope not.
I'll see you later.
Okay, I love your show. And
thank you.
Carry on.